And we are joined now on the Williams Tractor Hotline, linebacker with the San Francisco 49ers, NFC champion 49ers, and, of course, played for the Razorbacks. Dre Greenlaw, Fayetteville native as well, with us here on Ruskin and Zach. Dre, it's good to catch up with you. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
We're doing good. Appreciate the time today. And, man, what a whirlwind year. Have you had time during this kind of quarantine to kind of sit back and kind of process what all's happened in your time in the NFL so far?
Man, I try to take a minute and during this quarantine time really and just enjoy family and just kind of enjoy the process. But at the same time, it's kind of hard when the coaches is coming at you and they want you to be great and you want to be great, so you kind of just you really just focus on the future and just try to do everything you can so you can have the next season and be just as good, if not better.
Dre, I always hear stories about, especially I'm thinking mostly like Peyton Manning talking about getting to the Super Bowl and having that moment where you just kind of look around the stadium and go, my God, I'm here. Did you have one of those moments where you could just kind of look around the stadium and go, kid from Fayetteville now playing in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I definitely had that moment. You just kind of got to sit and just, and really observe everything. And, I just couldn't believe it, that I was there, with my own eyes. So, I was just, really grateful and really happy and just, full of emotions all at the same time. And man, it was just a dream come true. We fell short of it, but, we definitely, we worked hard. Last season, I got a good feeling that we're going to be right back.
Obviously around here, everybody around here is real proud. I mean, we watch the Niners, we see you out there running around, but you were the author of one of the biggest plays of the season against Seattle, Week 17. I mean, you can't get any closer than stopping a guy inside the 1 yard line. Tell me about that and kind of what happened after that, because clearly, you guys win the West, you go on, you make the Super Bowl, but that's Russell Wilson on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, it was definitely a crazy play, and and just the excitement and just the everything that came with it at the time. Battling for that the number one spot, and just it being just such a big fourth down play, fourth down stop. It really helped us throughout the playoffs, and really just as a team just continue to have that momentum. That we can, be a great team. So, we carried it to the playoffs and, like I said, we fell short, but, at the same time, it was just, a great play that I was, happy to make for my teammates and coaches and, to get us to be in the position that we were in.
We're talking with Dre Greenlaw here on Ruskin and Zach, and you experienced this firsthand. That theory about a game or two late in the year that can springboard you in the postseason with some momentum. That's a real thing because, like you said, you guys definitely had that on display last year in the playoffs.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. It was just a crazy and just a shocking moment. It's kind of hard to really just take it all in at one time, because you just always, like I said, you're on to the next team, the week afterwards, and when you get time off, you kind of, ready to get started and, jump back into the next season. So, it was just a great play, man, and just thankful I was able to make it.
Is that kind of attitude, kind of the difference between some of the guys who maybe have, a flash in the pan and then kind of those guys maybe get kind of proud of their accomplishments? What I'm hearing from you is just, look, I need to get back to work. I need to do more. That was last year. I'm focused on the future. Is that kind of the difference between the great guys that have long careers and maybe guys that kind of show up one time and then kind of disappear?
Definitely. I know it's it's a what have you done for me lately. So, I never get worked up about what happened last week or what happened at the beginning of the season or, it's about how you finish. And, right now in my head, we fell short. So, don't get me wrong. It was a great season, but you can't really just, dwell on the past and, you still got to go out there and you got to make things happen. And you can't, like you said, you can't get settled. You can't get, happy with just making a play or, making, the team or, whatever it may be. You got to just stay hungry. So, for me, that's just kind of my mindset. Every day I think about it and, every day I just, so push to go be better than I was the day before. So, just kind of, it's like you said, it's a mindset.
I want to ask you about something that's near and dear to your heart, which is Razorback football. You're the guy sort of carrying the flag for the University of Arkansas in the NFL. I mean, when you talk about Arkansans in the NFL, you're one of the guys that people point at. Have you had communication or had a chance to sort of get to know any of the coaches on staff, Coach Pittman, and what are those conversations like where this is something that's near and dear to your heart?
Coach Pittman, me and Coach Pittman, already previously had a good relationship, but, just with him being on staff with Coach B before, once I saw him, in the facility, a couple months back, we just picked off right where we left off. And, he was always just a great coach, full of energy and just, a really good recruiter. And he just loved the game of football and he loved the coach. So, I think it's going to be, the hire that, the Arkansas, did with bringing him in and, and just, the guys that, he trusts in. And, I think that, Coach Pittman, definitely was a great pick and that he's going to, put, the Razorbacks in a position that we need to be in order to win because, it's tough being, in a position that we have been in the last couple of years. And I think Coach Pittman really understands that. And I think he wants the best for the team. So.
We're talking with Dre Greenlaw here on Ruskin and Zach. How's it been with you not being able to, OTAs and all that stuff has been off? What's the experience been like as a linebacker in the National Football League during this quarantine? Video workouts, just kind of what's it been like?
It's been interesting. You always got to be, prepared for everything. So, I think a lot of people wasn't prepared for this, but you got to be able to adapt to change. So, the coaching staff have done a good job of, putting us on Zoom and, kind of still having the energy and the vibe that we got in the room to, just be excited and be ready for next season. And, they're doing a good job of installing, our playbook and making sure that everybody get in, if we have any questions, go over it and, really just going from the basics and, and then, after we understand the basics, which a lot of us know because we got a lot of the same guys in the room, we just build on that and just continue to go in depth about our defense and, making sure that we understand everything. So, it's going good. And, of course, there's some changes as far as not being able to be on the field and be with each other. But, the coaching staff has just done a really good job of just going with the flow and, and still making sure that we, pick everything up.
I'm going to test your memory a little bit. You had 92 tackles. Remember the all-rookie team, 92 tackles. You had 1 sack, 1 interception. Who'd you get on the sack and who'd you pick off?
That's easy. Russell on the interception and Kyle Murray on the sack.
Okay. Did you talk a little noise to him when you're like, hey, I got you?
No, I ain't really on all that. I just be, I'm just going to keep coming. Like, they'll know. They know. They know.
I was just reading an article.
Keep coming. I'm going to keep coming.
I was just reading an article out of San Francisco, and Fred Werner was talking about how you're one of the keys to the defense now. As a second-year guy, when you hear, the coach is talking about, well, we're going to rely on Dre Greenlaw, that speaks a lot for what you accomplished in year one and how much they expect in year two.
Yes, sir. Oh, no doubt. Just they expected me to have, a pretty big jump. Same thing as Fred. And, Fred, he's a guy that, know the full defense. He understands everything in and out. And, he's the alpha male that we got on the team. And, for them, they just want me to, really just make sure I hone down on the details of the defense and, and just making sure that I'm, taking a step up in the right direction to get better and get faster and, which is what, my mindset is. So, it's a big task as far as, for me, but it's something that, I'm happy to have because, it's just something for me to work on and keep pushing during this offseason.
We're talking with Dre Greenlaw, 49ers linebacker here on Ruskin and Zach. It sounds like you love the preparation side of your job. Is that fair to say?
Definitely. Just every day, like I just try to commit to something, doing something related to being a football player because that's, in the end, that's what I am. So, whether it's, the way I eat or, making sure I get massages or, working out, whatever it may be, I kind of know what I need for my body to be healthy and ready to go for next season. So, I really honed down on those things and just so yeah. I mean, you can say that I really love the process. You know, I love watching film. I love getting better. I love learning new things. So. And that's what the game is about.
I want to ask you a little bit about Arkansas football. Again, I know you're real passionate about Razorback football. Were you surprised that a coaching change was made in year 2? I mean, that's somewhat unprecedented, but it's kind of the trend in college football. Did it take you by surprise that they let Chad Morris go?
Well, very big surprise. It took me by a very big surprise because, I mean, you know, I feel like. Well, I think what kind of did the nail in the head was, you know, the Western Kentucky game. But, you know, it's tough because at the same time, you know, you can argue that, you know, Morris, you know, he probably wasn't, you know, getting us the record numbers that we wanted. But at the same time, you know, he was, you know, bringing in guys that was very, very key to, you know, what he wanted to do. And you can see the development of some guys and how they were getting better. And, you know, in some spots, you know, you can question, but you know, it was real fast after year 2, real fast to you know be you know taken out after year 2. But like I said, I mean, I feel like you know, I feel like Razorbacks, they know what they're doing as far as you know picking the right guy and you know a guy that loves Arkansas and you know a guy that really wants our program to win. And I think that's you know what they have in Coach Pittman. And not saying that Coach Morris didn't have it, because I truly, you know, just having multiple talks with him, I know that he, you know, loved the game of football and, you know, wanted to win. And that's what he was really passionate about. He was really passionate about winning and, you know, and trying to make it fun. But, you know, it was, you know, it's a tough process and it's part of the game. But, you know, I think that for the most part, you know, we have everything in place, intact, and, you know, we're putting it together. It's going to take a lot longer than 2 years. You know, people don't want to see a change in 2 years, but you got to see the growth and development of everything and, you know, how it's working from the inside and the culture that they're building. You know, that's kind of how you got to judge the coach. You know, I think Coach B really did a good job of having that coach already. And, you know, it didn't start off great, but, you know, he ended up winning those 2 games in SEC, and it was like, all right, well, you know, we're kind of starting to figure out a culture. Okay, next year you're growing and growing. And we took a little slump, and it kind of threw everything down. So, I mean, we just got to, you know, Coach Pittman got to come in and build a culture for everybody and, you know, make everybody want to play for him just like I know he will. And, you know, it's going to be on the rise.
Dre, you were when you were at Arkansas, you were one of the leaders in the locker room. And I'm curious about how that process happens. Does as you go through it, is it just kind of a natural thing, or do you just kind of, you know, just start speaking up? Just your experience becoming one of those defensive leaders in that locker room when you were at Arkansas, just kind of how did that develop?
I mean, really, it's about accountability and just, you know, I feel like a lot of my teammates, you know, could really depend on me. I know they know that my intention is always good. I feel like my teammates know that, you know, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I be successful, but also at the same time, if, you know, I want my teammates to be successful as well. You know, I want, you know, everybody to have the chance to go to the NFL, not just me, you know. So, you know, naturally, you know, being in the locker room, you know, you kind of got to get, you know, feel for things first. Coming in as a freshman, you know, you had the Tertolas in there. You had, you know, some guys that, you know, everybody listened to. So you kind of just, you listen and you observe. And, you know, and when it's, you know, when you make that impact on the field and, you know, people respect your game, then, you know, you're able to, you know, say some things that can kind of, you know, get everybody going and motivated because you have experience and, you know, experience means a lot. So, yeah, man, it just takes time and it just comes with growth and all that good stuff.
Dre, I want to talk about something that I know is dear to your heart, and that's your brother, Jacoby Criswell, going to North Carolina, going to play for Mack Brown next season. Were you at all, as the big brother and an alum, a little disappointed that maybe that Arkansas didn't pursue him a little harder than they did? I mean, he's the number one player in the state, yeah. Clearly a qualified player, but, I mean, you got to be disappointed that they didn't go after him.
Yeah, they definitely disappointed me in that one. I mean, it's all love at the end of the day because I'm still a Razorback. And, you know, I'm, you know, part of North Carolina too, so, but I'm always a Razorback first, so, but, you know, I really wish they would have. I think they're going to miss out on it, and I think it's going to be a big regret, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's college ball, and you never know how things work out, but everything works out for a reason. And I mean, I know, So we just, I'm sorry, but I just, it's disappointing because I just know how good of a player he is, and I know, just being his brother, how mentally tough he is, and I know the success he's going to have. So, I would love to have fought in the Cardinal red, though.
Yeah.
Dre, but as a big brother, I just allow him to make that decision for himself. I'm not going to make him pick a team because, I grew up being a Razorback fan. He got to see how, how that recruiting and everything goes down. And I think he just picked based off, who showed the most love.
Did you advise him at all? I mean, obviously you skew towards the Razorbacks, but did you advise him at all through the recruiting process? Hey, look for this, keep an eye on this, watch out for this.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's of course, I've always, pushed towards the Razorback. The main thing is though I say, look at, the guys that the coach is bringing in that already have been in your class. Do they have, some things that, is going to allow you to be a good quarterback? They got some receivers, which, at the time Arkansas was getting, we had some young receivers that was, doing pretty good. So, I told him, look into that and just kind of look at the guys that, they're bringing in with them in this class and, but at the same time, you got to feel for where your heart is, and and the only person that know that is you. So,
yeah, we're talking.
Help him out with some key things so he can be able to, get a good feel for where he, truly want to go. And I think that was, North Carolina was just in his heart.
We're talking with Dre Greenlaw here on Ruskin and Zach. Dre, I'm kind of put you on the spot here, but you seem mature and wise beyond your years. There's a lot of people for a lot of different reasons who may be struggling or down right now with everything going on and around the world. Do you have any motivation, any words of wisdom, any thoughts to share with people who may be struggling right now?
Everybody's struggling, regardless of how big it is, how small it is. It might seem small to, one person, and it may be just the biggest thing in the world to another. But you got to really be thankful for the opportunities that you have, and you got to make the most of the opportunities that you get. So, and while you're doing that, you got to make sure that you treat everybody fairly and treat everybody with, and treat everybody kind and being positive because, I feel like what you give in the world is what you're going to receive. So, if you're going around showing people love and you're showing people respect and, you're doing out of love, then that's what you're going to get back. And, about having a positive mindset and having a mindset that, you can do it and that you can get it and, putting that right support of people around you, then, I think you'll be successful and you'll be where you want to be in life. So, yeah.
There's a lot of athletes that'll come on and say exactly what you said, and people kind of roll their eyes and, he's just saying it. Dre Greenlaw is one of the guys that practices what he preaches. My daughter met him 2 years ago at Razor Fest. Still to this day, you're her favorite Razorback. She was very disappointed to find out you're still not on the team, though. She's very upset to find out you're still not there. But I mean, and she caught you on the way out. You were headed back to the facility to get changed and go home. And my daughter caught you on the way out, and you took time. It's that sort of thing, man. That sort of thing, it makes an impression. And I don't know if enough people come to you and tell you these kinds of things, but to this day, I told my daughter today you were going to be on the show. She's like, oh, my God, Greenlaw's going to be on the show. So my daughter's listening here, and you are her favorite Razorback ever.
Man, that's awesome, man. And it's things like that, too, man. It's, you never know, man, who it is. Somebody younger, older, bigger, small, it don't matter, man. But, I just, I like to make other people happy. I can't make everybody in the world happy, and I think that's my biggest letdown is that I try to, but, I'm realizing I can't. But, just to see, other people smile, make other people days, man, that's you winning right there.
Yeah. Well, I think we're all having a better day now just listening to hear you talk for the last 20 minutes or so, Dre. We really appreciate the time today. Best of luck in the future. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, my man. You have a good one.
All right. Dre Greenlaw with us here on the Williams Tractor Hotline.
No
on
joke.
Ruskin and Zach.